Hello everyone and welcome back to the channel. So when the PS5 was announced and it was announced that those backplates are removable, it paved the way for people to think about custom-made backplates for the PS5 and obviously selling them. And that's what some companies have tried to do, and we have here two examples from two companies that have approached this in two different ways, but the idea is the same. That is to say, backplates. Now let's get into details. So the first one, or the first company, is called Super5. Article from videogamechronicles.com says it has been accused by YouTubers of pushing scam narrative. Company may try again with sales here, they say. And basically, some people didn't really like what this company did because you know that it is difficult to get your hands on a PS5 in the first place, let alone having a company selling PS5s with custom backplates and opening pre-orders for these things, etc. So you see here, this is the article, and it is a startup company, just like the article here says. And it says it made around 300 of PS5 consoles, which means like how did they get their hands on these 300 consoles in the first place when we know that it is difficult to buy a PS5 console? And yeah, that raised a lot of questions. And here they said a custom design based on the PlayStation 2. That's what the company did. And of course, they wanted to get a lot of money from that. So it's not only selling the backplates themselves, but selling the whole console. So they got their hands on the consoles, they did their backplate thing, and they sold them, like the article here says, $200 more than the regular PlayStation RRP. So it basically comes at $649. And there was huge demand for this, shiny black PS5 console because it looks really good. And here it says, however, the launch ultimately ended in a disaster because there were a lot of problems with it, and the website struggled to cope with demand and took many customer payments without them securing a console. And then it says the website wouldn't allow customers to delete their credit card data. I think it was really shady not to let people delete their credit card data. And I think this company, screwed it because they didn't know how to deal with this. And because, in my opinion, they shouldn't have sold the consoles themselves, but rather the plates and let people get their hands on the console and, do the work themselves. But it is what it is. That's what happened. And here it says that the company deleted its Twitter account because credible threats to their safety. And here they have an important update, the Super 5 team, and they said last night, our team began receiving credible threats to their safety. We take these threats seriously. We aren't willing to risk the safety and well-being of our team or the potential impact this would bring to delivering your order. All existing orders will be cancelled and fully refunded in the coming days. You will receive a notification when this happens. We intended this to be a fun way to celebrate shared nostalgia. As it turns out, there are people out there who are willing to interfere with that. If we determine that it is safe to try again, we will. For now, please stay safe. And the company has tried to defend itself from the accusations, and they say here, quote, we have been using the term scam panic, between quotes, to describe the first problem we encountered after we launched our storefront and Twitter account. We think it is perfectly reasonable to be skeptical of an operation that spun up as quickly as we did. However, we began to see people on Twitter and YouTube actively pushing the scam narrative, some even claiming to have proof of this. This was hurtful, confusing, and unfair, given that we hadn't even sold anything at that point and thus had no reputation to prove or disprove it. And I'm like, fair enough, but you secured some pre-orders and you didn't know how to deal with that, and demand was a lot higher than what you could supply. So yeah, you have part of responsibility in this, and you can read more about the way they think about it, their rationale, the arguments that they give. I will leave the link to these articles in the description down below. And here we have another article, and it says Dbrand starts selling matte black PS5 plates and dares Sony to sue. So this is like an open confrontation with Sony because, Sony wouldn't like other people to sell those backplates of its console because they want all the money to go to them. And this company here made something different from Super 5 team, and probably that's why they feel they're confident. And what they did here is, according to The Verge, one set of plates sells for $49 plus shipping, while adding a middle skin takes base price to $60.95. So these people aren't selling consoles themselves with these custom backplates, and get your hands on PS5. They're not responsible for selling you a PS5 console. So I think it is, more intelligent and smarter to do this than what Super 5 team did, because like we said again and again, PS5s are hard to get your hands on, and it raised a lot of questions to how Super 5 team got their hands on these 300 consoles, if ever they have some. And here is a picture here, and you can see that here we have some custom icon micro textures. They are indeed inspired by Sony, because here you see like this is like a square, this is circle, and this is triangle. So there is inspiration from it. And they say here, the Dbrand company defends itself and says, quote, a familiar but legally distinct apocalyptic spin on the classic PlayStation button shapes. So they acknowledge that they have, got inspiration from PlayStation buttons like square and X and whatnot, but they say that it is distinct because they put, some logos here, the Hazard logo here and other things. So they think they can get away with that. I don't know about the legality of this, but it doesn't seem like PlayStation is going, to easily prove that this is something protected as copyright material. And they even said that they dare Sony to sue them if they sell these things, which they are actually, or they have actually already started selling. So maybe they already know what they're doing, and probably they consulted with a lawyer and whatnot. Who knows? Because, it's not easy to start a business like this, basically making things that are related to other companies and selling them for profit. It will be interesting to know the future of this, because these backplates, I don't think they're going anywhere anytime soon. There will be a battle between Sony and these companies, because there is money in there and everyone wants to make money from a console that is mega popular. Thank you for watching. If you enjoyed the video, please don't forget to leave a like and to subscribe for more. Leave your comments down below. What do you think about the whole situation? I will talk to you again soon. Have a good one.